Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to Sassy Granny Vlogs. Today's video is another Tuesday story time, or Storytime Tuesday, however I say it. So, let's see where we're at here in our story. Okay, it's close to Christmas time now. And, Willow, as you know, has been slowly taking her time going through her home that Granny Clark, left her. And going through everything and clearing out and decluttering and organizing, making it her own, kind of. Alright. So she's been down in the basement and she's found lots of stuff down there. And she remembered that there was some Christmas wrapping paper down there. And so, her kitchen, earlier, a few months back, say, she had wanted to start work on her kitchen and change. She didn't like the wallpaper on it, so she peeled all of that off. Because she was going to, fix it how she wanted it. Do it up different and everything. Well, things happened, and maybe it was a little too much money at the time, and she couldn't finish that project. So now we're close to Christmas time, and she was looking at her kitchen, and she didn't like the way it looked, because, it has that peeled wallpaper look to it, where you peel the wallpaper off and it's just an ugly wall. She didn't like that. She wanted to fix it up, but yet she knows she still can't right now, really do the right job for it. But then it hits her. I remember seeing some Christmas wrapping paper down in the basement. So she runs down to the basement and she grabs all that wrapping paper. And she grabs some tape. And she grabs some big red velvet ribbon bows that she found. And she comes back upstairs to the kitchen. And she tapes long strips of the Christmas wrapping paper, as big as how long the roll is. She just rolled it off. She climbed up on a ladder. And she taped it to the top of the wall and made it come down, just kind of like she was putting wallpaper on, but she's taping Christmas paper on the wall. She does that on all of the available walls. Then she looks around and she looks at her cabinets, and she goes and she tapes wrapping paper on her cabinet doors. And then she tapes the velvet bows on it, and it makes it look like, her wall is Christmas wrapping paper, but her cabinets are wrapped Christmas gifts. But she just wanted to do that and change the look up since it was close to Christmas. It's a temporary thing. She's just having fun, changing the look up of her kitchen. So that was fun. Then she remembers that she, a while back, had learned how to make some Scandinavian, if I'm saying that word right, ice lanterns that you put candles in. And she remembers again seeing some big old 5-gallon buckets in the basement. So she goes down and she gets those buckets. Okay, she fills the buckets up, every one of the buckets up with water. Remember, it's close to Christmas time, so it's cold outside and it's snowing. She takes those buckets of water and sets them outside in the snow, and that helps the ice to start freezing. The water in it to start freezing and becoming solid ice. But of course, with it being 5-gallon buckets, it would take forever to get the whole block, a solid block of ice. But that's not what you want to do either anyway. That's not what Scandinavian ice lanterns are. So she leaves them out long enough, however long it takes. It might have took a day or 2 or 3. And it's like the top part is ice. And even inside the bucket, the outside part of it and the bottom part has started being solidified to ice. It's just the very middle of it that it still has water in it. So she brings it inside and she gets a hammer. She sets one in the sink and she gets a hammer and she starts breaking up the middle part of the top and just breaking the ice, and it's falling down in the water. Then she turns it upside down and pours all that water out and pours the whole big, it's like a frozen ice bucket, because it's in the shape of that bucket. And it's all ice on the outside, and it now has a middle empty part because she poured all that water out. So she does all of them like that and takes them out, and she goes outside and she sets them along her walkway up to her door. And she's got some big old, the candles that you can turn on, whatever they're called, LED lights or candles or something. Turn it on, but it's the big, tall, round, thick ones. And she cuts them on and sets them down inside the ice bucket lanterns, and that's her Scandinavian ice lanterns with the candles in it. And yeah, it eventually they start melting, but that's fine. She wanted that for a little while for like some Christmassy decoration type stuff. So she had fun doing that. Okay. Her friend Paige comes over one day, and Willow says, "Would you like to help me clean out a desk that I've not went through yet?" And boy, Paige gets all excited and says, "Ooh, yes, come on, let's do it." So, they get chairs and they scoot up to the desk and they start looking through everything in the desk. And as they look through it, they take it out and they categorize, organize it into the different piles. And they have a garbage can beside them. If anything needs to be thrown away, they'll throw it away. And all of that. So they're going through the desk. And the first thing they find is a black, now mind you, a black fly swatter that is round. It's a round smiley face. Never in her life had she seen one like that before. Okay. So then she comes across some more keys. She's always, everything that she cleans out and clears out and declutters, she finds keys. So now I can't remember. It's going to be hard to remember what all I have told y'all. I may have told y'all this before, and I may not have. I can't remember. I forget. So in case I haven't told y'all before, I'm going to tell it to you now. She goes and gets an old, easy to bend hanger. She unwraps it. No, she don't. No, I don't know what I was thinking there. You don't want to unwrap it. She starts bending the hanger and getting it out of its hanger shape, turning it into, she did want to unwrap it. You know how the hanger at the top by the hook is wrapped around to close it, She undoes that, but she forms the hanger into a big round loop ring. But that part she unwrapped, she don't do it all the way. She just does it enough to loosen it. Okay. And she can still hook it. She leaves one little curled piece where she can just hook it around the top of the hanger that has the hanging part. You hang it by. And all the keys that she has found, she starts putting them on that. And that's where and how she's collecting all of her keys that she finds. And then she can hook it around the top of the hanger and then hang it up. And she's got the big round ring of keys. Okay, Her and Paige finds more change. Well, she finds her, I can't remember if I said this before already, I may have. Hang on a second, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry about that. I'd heard a noise, didn't know what it was, so I went searching to see. You won't believe what it was. I have a cough drop bag on my table beside my chair in the living room, and it's almost empty. It's got very little bit of cough drops in it. And the ceiling fan was on, and it had blowed the bag off onto the floor. And it's got enough cough drops in it that made like a popping sound. And I didn't know what it was. Okay, let's get back to this fun story. So she finds her pretty strawberry jar that she's collecting all her change in that she finds and all of her money. Even the dollar bills, she finds dollar bills and crams them in there too. Okay, her and Paige is going through everything. And there's lots of Christmas cards. There's Christmas cards from people that have sent them to Granny Clark and it's wrote in. And then there's lots of Christmas cards that were actually blank that she could use and send out to people. It had their envelopes with them. Some of them even had like the sticker seals that you put on the envelope to close it up. And stuff like that. Okay. She finds a bag, like a Ziploc bag, of soda can tabs that opens the can, and some people might pull that off. And you can craft with those things. You can chain them together and make like a big long chain. Lots of people even make stuff with that. So, and she's a crafter. And so she's thinking, hey, that would be cool. And that may be what Granny Clark was doing, because she liked to craft too. Should have been in the craft room, though, instead of in the desk in the living room. And so she says, okay, I'm just going to keep these, and I'll start saving them myself to craft with. All right. They find more old pictures. Granny Clark had lots of pictures. And again, she finds more little cute whatnots of pigs and turtles. And so she does her count. And she's keeping them all together in one place. She's got an ideal and she's making a plan. Something she's going to do with them. So, she finds old letters that people have wrote Granny Clark. Some letters about winning an award. Okay. She found a watch. This is all out of this desk now. She also found some postcards, some batteries, some markers, a box of playing cards, tools like screwdrivers, some screws and nails and pins that you write with, little trinkets, some Christmas labels that you would put on Christmas packages. She didn't think of this. Or I guess I could have her to do it. I just thought she could put those Christmas labels on her big Christmas gifts cabinets in her kitchen. Make it even look more realer. So maybe she does that. She found a little first aid kit. She found cute little valentines. And then she finds this little wood box with a picture carved out of a house and trees. And it had little things in it. And so she, went through it and cleared it out, and she's going to use it to store other things in. She came across a Gettysburg pamphlet and Christmas stationery and a crochet needle. So anyway, her and Paige, they got everything out. They dust and clean out the desk real good. They reorganize stuff back in the desk that they want to keep in there. So she keeps the postcards and the Christmas cards and the stationery and the pens you write with, in there. The armoire that she had fixed up in her bedroom, where she's putting all the tools, she puts the tools there. She's got her jar that she keeps her change and money in, dollar bills. She puts that up in there. She organizes and puts everything in its own place where it goes. And her and Paige is just having fun, keeping on, going through everything in this house that Granny Clark left her. And we're going to leave it at that for right now, and I hope y'all are still enjoying this story. And we will be back with you with another part of it next Tuesday. We'll see y'all then. Toots until then.